you in the club?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. It's Kaylee, and today I'm going to show you a really cool way to keep your earphones from getting tangled like this. What you'll need is embroidery thread, scissors, a clipboard, seed beads in any color. To get started, I've untangled my headphones and I'm just going to clip them underneath my clipboard so that it stays in place while I'm working. First, I'll take my string on one side of the headphones and make a double knot. So now I have a double knot at the top, my string is on the left side, and I'm holding the bunch of string in my right. So I'm going to go around this headphone, take my string through, and I'm basically wrapping a knot around the headphone wire, like that. And basically that's what I'm going to be doing the entire time, so I'll show you that one more time. Got the string on the left side and the bunch of string in my right. I'm picking up the wire and going underneath the wire until it lines up right under my first knot. So now I'm going to change colors to pink. So I'm going to trim my green string, and then I'll take my pink string and I'm going to tie these two strings together with a double knot. Okay, and then I'm going to get started again, but this time I have these two little strings here and I don't want those to show. So what I'm going to do is actually wrap them together with my earphone wire, and as I'm knotting this time, I'm going to be wrapping these two loose strings together. So I've got the bunch of string in my right hand. I'm going to go under my earphone wire and wrap it into a knot. Okay, so I've got my earphone wire and the two loose strings in this hand, and I've sort of made a loop with the string. Now I'm going to take the bunch of string that's in my right hand, go underneath that earphone wire, through my loop, and just pull it taut as it wraps into a knot. And while it's wrapping this time, it'll be wrapping up these two loose ends. Okay, on second thought, I decided not to use the clipboard because it's really sharp at the top and I'm worried that it'll damage the wire. So I'm just going to lay down some tape, and that'll keep my headphone from moving all over the place while I'm trying to wrap. So here again, I'm going to make a loop with the string, and holding these loose ends together along with the earphone wire, I'll just take the bunch of string and wrap it around again till I get my knot all the way to the top where the previous knot was. Of course, you can also trim those little strings too, which I just did. So as you can see, I've wrapped it around my left thumb, and I'm taking that loop while holding the loose strings and wrapping the knot around it. It'll be easier once these loose strings are covered. So again, wrap it out around my left thumb and bring the loop of string around the earphone wire and through the loop, and just make sure you are holding on to the loose strings while you wrap it, and then pull it tight. There we go. Another thing you can do while you're wrapping is to string some beads onto your headphones. So to do that, instead of holding the whole loop of string, just cut a long piece of string, and at the end of that string, loop on your bead that you want to add. And I think seed beads work best. It's a little tricky to get your embroidery thread in there, so I'm just going to give it like a squirt of water. But don't get your headphones wet, so hopefully this will work. There we go. Okay, and then just loop that bead on there, and then just repeat your process. Keep wrapping. So if you already know how to make friendship bracelets, this is the exact same technique. Okay guys, so here's what it looks like when one entire side of the earphones is done. And since I had an extra piece dangling down, I wasn't really sure how to finish it, but I added another bead. So you see at the end I added another bead, and then I did a few more knots after that. And since I don't have anywhere for the string to be tucked into, I'm just going to keep on going with this color. And also I'm trying to kind of match up my colors on both sides. So I'll be starting with purple and I'm going kind of upside down this time. So starting at the bottom of the headphones and going back up. So I'm just going to keep on wrapping and knotting with the purple string like I did on the other side. Now that I've got enough purple, I'm going to go ahead and switch to pink again. So I'm wrapping my pink string around the headphone wire and the other string and making a knot. And then I'm going to take the purple string and make a knot with the pink string. Now holding on to all of these, both the two strings and the headphone wires, I'll start wrapping again. Once I've wrapped around these loose strings about 3 or 4 times, I usually trim them because they make it a little bit more difficult to wrap with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and trim those loose strings now that I've wrapped around them a few times. And be really careful not to cut your headphone wires. That would be a disaster. And then once you've trimmed those off, it becomes a lot easier to wrap. So I'm just going to keep going down and changing colors like that and adding beads on until I get my other side of the headphone wire completely covered. Alright guys, and now I got both sides done and here's what it looks like so far. I think it turned out really cute. And you could keep on going down to the bottom of the cord, but I decided not to because actually this took a really long time and I think I'm gonna have to have a lot more time to finish it. But I think it looks really awesome so far, and if you try it out, let me know what colors you used and how yours turned out. If you want to see more fun craft videos like this one, just click on the thumbs up. This is Kaylee for DCTC, and thanks for watching!